Yes.
Must be the way it falls on your curves. Should be against the law the way you were. I just can't wait for when it comes that time of year. Not quite like winter fall. Vibes not the same. Ready to risk it all. And every brother.
Make sure y'all smash that like heart button right now. It's Freestyle Fridays, Frequency Fridays. Let's go. Chilling today. We're talking about current events. Mike said, "Can I get a rewind?" Of course, it's Mike said, "Can I get a rewind?" It's Frequency Fridays, so since it's Frequency Fridays, we're gonna do whatever the hell we want to do. So yeah, we about to bring that back. How about that? They said they don't got no sound in the beginning, so let's do it again. Y'all want to do it again? Somebody said yes. Rewind. That's what we're gonna do. We vibing this morning. We got time today. It's Friday. Out on all streaming platforms right now. Sundress, make sure y'all go cop that. Stream it right now. All streaming platforms. Your boy.
You know that time of year when the temperature's rising.
Just know, all summer 2023 is mine. It's already locked down. It's too late. What do you know about it?
Nutcrackers get it wavy. Bubble houses for the babies. Got it feeling like the 80s. Summer bringing out the ladies.
Oh, we gonna kill him. We gonna kill him. See, when you're an independent artist, you do what you want to do. Put your nines up. Let's go. Yes, the CD is on the Lighthouse website. Those of you who want to purchase the Lighthouse, who want to purchase the Jamaar Milton CD, you can purchase that on the Lighthouse website. Here's a link right here. All my music is there to bring you to the link, and you'll be able to purchase. Thank you. I need that love. The next 4 years, we holding it down. Let's go. Hip hop and R&B. One-stop shop. What you need. We got the culture for you. We are Kemet, and you are talking to King Kemet. Whatever you need, we got you. My nigga, you know the vibes. Yes. 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 Come on in. Put your knives up. Put your knives up. It's your boy. It's your boy. I'm your host, Jamaar Milton. Thank you for being here today. It's Frequency Fridays where we do what we do today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Queen T said we love your music. Whole family bumps it in the house. My son goes to sleep too. Y'all, I appreciate you. Thank you for the love. Much love. I make this music to provide a culture, you know what I'm saying, for the people at the end of the day. I've been doing it my whole life, but at the same time, I recognize that us as the awakened, like, we like to hear certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like in music, That's one of the things on this show that will be talked about regularly is music. Because, I am a sound therapist, essentially, a sound healer. One of the things that we will always be talking about is music and how it affects us on a day-to-day society. I make sure that I'm a contributor to the culture of music as much as I can, because I do understand how important it is for us as a people, right? To have some sort of genre that we move with, right? Some sort of rhythm that we live our lives by. So, that's one of the things that I think about, like when I'm writing my records, like how does this contribute to the culture, whether it be high vibrational, mid vibrational, or low vibrational? How does it contribute to the culture and support what it is that we're trying to do? It's those vibes. You feel me? You know the vibes, right? So, that's what we're about. Today, we want to talk about current events. I'm gonna put a link up here. If anybody want to come on the show, y'all could do that. If you're scared, that's fine. But if you do want to come on, I'm gonna put a link for anybody that wants to come on the show. Just email me, and I will send you that link if you want to come on. I think I can put it in the feed too. I'm not sure. Let me try to see if I can do that. I think I can put it in the feed. So put the link down there for anybody who want to hop on board today. Today we're gonna be talking about just basic current events that's been going on, things that's been blowing my mind. Something that I found this morning. I want y'all to look at this, and I want y'all to tell me if y'all ever seen anything like this. I was on the internet scrolling, and hold on, let me see if I can get this image. Where's this thing at? This is gonna really blow your mind when you see this, because I'm sure like nobody has seen this thing. Hold on. Bear with me, family. It's coming in now. I knew something was funny because they don't want to upload this picture. Nothing. But I'm about to do this. I'm about to get it done. Okay, here we go. Get back on the screen for you guys. Because I want to get your opinion on this. Like, I want to know like what y'all think about this. Is crazy. All right. Check this out, family. I'm scrolling on the internet. Um, I saw this today. What the hell is that? I know y'all want to talk about Kanye. You feel me? Whack 100. I know y'all want to talk about, anything other than this really isn't a topic of discussion. What the hell is this? I've been told that this is an endangered species. Apparently, I mean, like, right? It ain't been around here forever. What is this? Somebody said it looks spliced. Okay, family. It's called about a saiga. It's called a saiga. It's called a saiga. Okay. It's got like, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 different animals in its DNA. Like I'm seeing an antelope. I'm seeing an anteater. I'm seeing a koala. I'm seeing all sorts of DNA mixed in this. You can't tell me this is some shit they created, bro. Somebody said that's a deer, bro. Oh my God, what is that? What is that, bro? I think that honestly, I think that whatever is happening in Antarctica, because they say that this saiga comes from like Eurasia and Mongolia. It's like an ancient creature. I'm really contemplating. I really think that what's going on in Antarctica is starting to open up the airways and the land masses for more and new strange animals to start walking into our universe. I mean, something is just not adding up. This is very, very weird. I mean, let me tell you something. I'm really into animals. I'm really into animals, like studying them, right? I might not be in the jungles and the guy that goes out and, plays around with lions and, stuff like that. But I really study like animals and how they move because ancient African civilizations depended upon animals and nature to teach them things, right? So I've always been very keen to that. Like growing up, even before I was conscious, I was always into the animal videos. Like, saying me and my cousin, we would sit down. My cousin had like the whole videotape catalog of what was it? The Animal Planet or whatever. And he would get like these shipments and we would sit down and we would watch these videos together on how animals move and how they work. And, I've never in my life seen anything close to that. Like this looks like a chop shop. It's like, how when people take their car, they Honda and they chop shop and they take different parts and put it together. That's what this animal looks like. I'm like, what is this? And they're like, it's an endangered species. Okay, well, how long has this thing been around? Because I don't see nobody talking about this animal. I don't like, what does it do? What does it eat? Like, where is it? Where is it? Has anybody seen this animal? Has anybody seen this animal? If you've seen this animal, I need you to email me because I got to have you on the show so we can talk about it. If anybody's seen it, I highly doubt it. But if anybody has seen anything like this, we got to discuss this, man. Like, whoa. That's the news for me today. That's the news for me today because I got a real strong idea that there's going to be some coming forward. There's going to be a lot of new creatures that's going to be introduced to us and a lot of new things that we have not seen that are going to be uncovered in the near coming future because everything's changing, right? And I think there's so many things that's been dormant that they've been hiding that they can no longer hide. This is what it's starting to look like. It's starting to look like here, not even just in America, in the world, that there are things going on that they can no longer hide and no longer, pretend is not happening. The climate changes, right? I've noticed things in like in people's health cycle, right? And their immune systems are changing. Mine most certainly is. Those who took the shot are acting a little weird right now. I noticed that. Those who didn't take the shot are on this like upward tick. I noticed that. There's some things that are happening shift-wise to where things that happened before are kind of like, it's like a polarity change. And you're starting to notice like new things being introduced to us that we may never experienced before. And this is, I believe this is one of them. Like, there's no way you can tell me that this thing has been around forever. Like, no freaking way. No freaking way. Nobody's talking about it. There's no images on walls or petroglyphs or anything close to looking like this animal. There's no way you can't convince me that somebody made this. This looks like a cloned creature. By far. Even he looks confused. Look at him. He's like, what the hell? He's like, I don't know if I want to eat people or chew grass. I don't know what's going on. Or suck ants. He has no idea what's going on in life. Where did he come from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh man, that joy blew my mind this morning. So now I started doing some more digging, and I found some articles based on ancient Egypt on Kemet, and some things that are in Kemet that haven't been talked about as well. And I want to talk about it because I think that he looked shook. Yeah, he did. Um, there's some things in that we still have yet to uncover in ancient Egypt. I've been to Kemet. I've been to the museum in Cairo. I've seen all of the artifacts that they had, all the ones that they had outside as well to offer and stuff like that. And you could tell that, even with the plethora of everything that they have, because there's so much, there has to be more. There has to be more. The ancient Kemites left so many artifacts, family. Like it's just unreal. And this morning I was looking at something. There's land masses there that we haven't even talked about. Has anybody seen this before? Has anybody seen this pyramid before in Kemet? This is wild. There's another pyramid in Kemet that's not being talked about. The Medem pyramid. Okay, built during the reign of Sneferu, first pharaoh of the fourth dynasty. Medem pyramid is Egypt's first straight-sided pyramid. Like what? Resembling a sandcastle, and explains why it's often described as a false pyramid. Numerous construction issues halted the completion of the pyramid, and with this in mind, its appearance is noticeably different from the rest of the ones that you find, right? That's what they're trying to say pretty much from the other Egyptian pyramids. Look at that. Why is this not being talked about? We've heard about the step pyramid, right? The ones that are incomplete. Why are we not talking about this? That there are pyramids that's just there, incomplete. And you can walk inside and see some of the tombs that haven't been yet created. Entering Medem period takes visitors along a steep passageway, 56 feet in length, leading down to what would have been the burial chamber here. Here, the sarcophagus, a large stone-built coffin, usually displayed on ground level, would have held the mummified pharaoh, except there's nothing there. The burial chamber was never completed. There are missing burial remains, and there's no valley temple, which was very standard, an important inclusion in royal, move this out the way, in royal ancient Egyptian burials. This is very much true. There would always be some sort of temple or something nearby. Like it's just weird that this is here and it's incompleted. Nobody went back to complete it. Right? It's like the workers just dropped off the face of the earth and left it there. Like why? What happened? You know what I mean? And why is that pyramid not being talked about? Why are we not trying to figure out whose pyramid that was, who it was being built for, right? What was going on? I don't know. Very, very weird. Very, very weird. It's kind of blurry. Yeah, nobody's ever seen this. Nobody's ever seen it. Nobody's talking about this. Why? And then they were talking about, all the artifacts that they did find in ancient Kemet, right? And there's some other artifacts that were found. I'm going to pull this up here, which I thought was pretty interesting. So for the Khufu pyramid in Kemet, it says for a pyramid so great, very little was discovered in the way of artifacts. They said they only found 3 artifacts at the pyramid. Just a mere 3 items, in fact, commonly referred to as the Dixon relics, named after Wayman Dixon. You know how white people do. They try to name it after themselves and shit. When they find some shit, they be like, I found this shit. It's mine. This is the Jamaar Milton period. This is the Christopher Columbus land. The whole shit's mine. It's all me. White folks love doing that. Why y'all be doing that? I don't understand it. In any case, Mr. Dixon here found them in 1872. The items consist of a granite sphere, a forked copper instrument, and a wooden slat. The forked instrument may have included a bone or a wooden handle and was likely used to manipulate rope, while the granite sphere worked as a pounder. Very interesting. A pounder of what? A pounder of what? I would beg to differ on that pounder thing. I don't know. That ain't gonna stick with me when I look at that ball like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, pound. What are you pounding? I don't know. I just think that there's a whole lot of questions that we have that are unanswered. That in this day and time, we could we could get these answers. Like, I don't think this is something that's far off. That's a stretch that we can figure out. Clearly, the on the right, that looks like something that you would manipulate a rope with by far, right? But that sphere, I don't know. I don't know about the sphere. Like, that's not making sense to me. No, I could see like maybe wrapping the bundles of rope around it or something. But a sphere and a rope, I'm just trying to figure out how that works. You know what I mean? A sphere and a rope, a sphere and a string. Just I don't know. But to say that it was only three of them found, three pieces found, that's very, very odd to me. So that tells me that that place, that the pyramids is, it's another indication that the pyramids weren't just burial sites, right? It's like they were probably functioning buildings that had a lot more to do, with industry and technology than just some place that you bury your grandma or your grandpa. It's pretty clear. You know, they also found this little weird box, wooden cedar fragments, right? And they said that this went missing for like over 100 years, just disappeared, and then it was rediscovered in 2020 by accident, right? Assistant at a university managed to relocate the item in a cigar tin, right? So people just taking artifacts and like, anyway. Interestingly, this item was carbon dated at 500 years prior to the construction of the pyramid, posing new questions about when the pyramid was actually built. So this is stuff that was found, on site in Kemet at the pyramids. Nobody's talking about it. It exists, right? And this is stuff that's literally could be reshaping what we know. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. Somebody said, top of the West Coast. You and your content has helped me and my family in the Long Beach community. Thanks. I appreciate you. Dua, dua, dua. Right? Um, yes, African DNA is Freestyle Friday. So today we're doing things a little bit different. It's Frequency and Freestyle Friday. So, looking at this stuff, right? When you see these kind of things being uncovered still to this day, several things that come to mind. First and foremost, where's all the rest of the artifacts of everybody else, like all the gods and y'all still ain't found Jesus? Y'all still ain't found Moses? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, any of them? You ain't even found a wood fragment, a spoon. I mean, here we are. I don't know how many how many thousands of years we are away, and you still ain't found nothing.
To this day.
But
To this
the
day.
ancient Egyptians, the ancient Kemites just keep laying stuff down for y'all. Like,
To this day.
I don't understand.
To this day.
So I'm just when you see this stuff, you can't act like you don't see it, right? You can't unsee what you saw. You can't unhear what you heard. Y'all got work to do. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all got work to do. Something got to give. Still ain't found it. And then the other topic is always this guy here. This guy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's. What is he trying to do, man? What is he trying to do? It's like if riding the fence was a person, or flip flop was a person, like this guy, man. I'm to the point now. I don't care how genius a person is, bro. I don't care. I don't care how good your music is, bro. It's like you got to stand on something or fall for anything. You can't say one thing and then apologize and keep going back, like for the sake of views. Like that's just nah. Nah. Like they will make you out to be whatever they want you to be here in this universe. If you ain't got it figured out, you gotta, this stuff ain't new. This stuff been going on since day one.
To this day.
This stuff is not new. Like shucking and jiving, cooning, Sambo, all that, been going on since the beginning. And we have to, look at it and call it for what it is when you see it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you got to call it for what it is. These are the topics right now that are trending. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to talk about it, but we kind of got to because it's in your face like crazy. But in any case, I just want to make sure everybody got the right perspective when they seeing this type of stuff, and they're not just looking at it and just taking it for face value, because there's a much bigger agenda that's happening right now. Thank you, LaRonda, for that comment. Controlled show. That's exactly what it is. On frequency. That's exactly what it is. Right? This is all controlled, and it's all by design. And I think I don't think that we really realize how smart, right, the enemy is that we're up against. Like, real talk. I don't think y'all realize. Y'all always, we be thinking like we gonna outsmart the government. You know what I'm saying? Like, we be thinking we gonna outsmart what it is they doing. The technology that they have, they're far more advanced. Like, the stuff that they giving us, they're rationing it out. Y'all know that, right? Like, when you get your new technology phone and it has, they've had that technology for eons. They use it in the military. They do a lot with science and technology well before we even get to see the light of day of it. That's why it's important for us to do our own experiments, to do our own research, to do our own everything, have our own walk, because just following behind what they give us versus what's actual reality, right? Let's put it this way. Actual reality, we would have went out to Eurasia and we would have found that animal, right? We would have found that animal. Right now, we taking what they give us, right? But this joint has been an endangered species, they're saying, and it's been around forever. If it's been around forever, where has it been? Where has it been? Because I know it's people where it is. So where has it been? How come we just now hearing about it and ain't nobody reporting it and there ain't no stories about it? The same way we got all these other things. Where has this animal, this weird looking creature been? We only deal with it, because they gave it to us and now we know that it exists. But how come we didn't know? How come we didn't know that this is walking around here? Like, if you walk down in your backyard and then all of a sudden this joint just popped up, what are you going to do, bruh? What are you going to do if you see this guy? Like, you come out your back door to put the garbage and this is standing. What is you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Dude, it's got horns. I'm not rocking with anything that got horns on it, bro. Like, I'm not, no. One stick, it's over. So it's like, we got to stop taking stuff just for face value and really start going and see. This is why we're doing this trip to Aurora Borealis. Shameless plug, but this is why we're doing the trip to Aurora Borealis. Because I want to see these electromagnetic waves of the universe flying around in the sky. I got to see that. Like, before I check out of this, I got to see how the electromagnetic forces of the energy and forces of the planet rather move. I got to see that. This is a trip of a lifetime to me, and I'm gone. It don't make no sense not to. Look at this. See that in the sky? You ever seen the sky look like that? It's going to take everything in me not to climb up the mountains and see what's over there. It's going to take everything in me. It's going to take everything in me. I'm bringing extra layers of everything, extra shoes. I'm bringing my Timbs. We're going to make this happen, family, because I know over the side of that wall, what we've been looking for is there. I know that. Whatever the hell we've been looking for as a people and the reason why we're here and who the hell we are, something tells me it's on the other side of that wall. My research has led me to believe that what it is that I'm looking for is more than likely on the side of that other wall. So, that's where I be at. Like, that's where my mind be at. And that's where I challenge people like, other people to try and expand their mind, to be at. Because anytime it's time to explore, anytime it's time to, discover something new, it's, it's always the regular. It's always the Caucasian that's pulling it up. And then we like, oh, okay, boom, boom, boom. But I think like we need to start getting into being more Indiana Jones like. We need some black Indiana Joneses. Because the things that matter to us, when we find it, we don't tell our story, right? We tell the story. It's a difference, right? Um, you know, some people, what we've dealt with in the past as far as his story and history has been their story versus what's the truth, right? We don't have to give history. We never had to write history books. We did things exactly as they were, right? We were writing the story as it was happening. African people didn't go back and then retell a story like they gave you the Bible and like they gave you the Torah and the Quran. Like, what are we doing? How you gonna tell me what happened 1,000 years ago? You weren't even alive, bro. You weren't even alive, right? The ancient Kemites didn't have to Sankofa. They was writing it as it was happening. So we know it's the truth, right? Whether even the lie is the truth, right? Even if somebody decided to scribe a lie, we can find the truth because he wrote that at the time that it was happening, right? We can pinpoint when it was done. But when you write something thousands of years later and then be like, oh yeah, God said 1,000 years ago, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? At the end of the day, if we're talking about God and the concept of God, why don't God just come and speak for himself? Why we always have to get the knowledge of God through a man? How come he can't just speak for himself? He's all powerful. That should be very easy to do, right? But, we've been trained to take things for face value. Whatever we got is what we would serve. It's not our fault. You know what I'm saying? This is a major key that we got. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Right? Because, this is by design. I think a lot of times when we look at people who are, religious or whatever, we think, oh yeah, they just stupid. And no, this is by design, right? It's a control mechanism. It's not, just, oh yeah, we're going to lay this out and you pick one. That's not how this happened, right? This was forced upon a people. I don't care which religion you want to pick. People try to act like as if Christianity, like they weren't cutting people's heads off during the Crusades because they weren't Christians. Talk about it. That's the truth. That's the truth. And when you look at it, what makes any religion different from any other religion when you know that they all did the same thing. They were all killing each other and like literally having wars over their different gods. And if you didn't subscribe to it, they would cut your head off. Literally. This is what they did to some of the priests in ancient Kemet when they were taking the knowledge and all the scrolls out of ancient Egypt. Those priests, when they were going into Greece, if they didn't adhere and transliterate what was going on, they were beheaded, family. They were beheaded. So it's like, this stuff is put on you by force. I don't think people know that. It was put on you by force. Off with your head. Right? That was very, very real. And in some places it still is. Some places it still is. So the thing about here in America and what people need to understand is that America was built as a place where ideally all cultures will be able to share, barter, and trade with one another, which is what made them so powerful. Right? Also, it was built for everyone to have freedom to worship or to express their culture in any shape they seem to do it, as long as it wasn't hurting other people, right? For religious reasons. So a lot of times also, we look at all the different cultures, right? We look at all the different holidays and stuff like that, and we get mad that people are celebrating holidays and stuff like that when we should not, because we invoke their deities. At the same time, you got to understand where you are. You're in America. So people have the right to do that. People have the right to actually switch cultures. We see it happen every day. We just watched Kanye, right, go from being a backpacker to a white boy, back to a backpacker, a black boy. We watched him go back and forth. To me, he's like a child, like stuck in a grown man's body, and he can't get out what it is that he's trying to get out because of all of the things that are happening around him. Like, at the same time, I understand Kanye even through the mental illness, due to mental illness. I understand what he's trying to do. His mental illness is preventing him from being consistent in what it is that he's trying to do. See what I'm saying? He's unstable in it. It's not that he can't do it. He's unstable in it. So he'll need help. You see what I'm saying? So, it's not uncommon. Here you have him, talking about how, they make so much money off of how all these different brands make so much money off of us as a people, and how they rape us and stuff like that. But he's doing it while he has a Balenciaga mouthpiece in. Like, make it make sense. Why a grown man that's not a football player would be wearing a mouthpiece in the first place doesn't make sense to me. But you can see he's conflicted, because on one hand it's like it's fashion, right? But then on the other hand it's like oppression, right? It's like, because I can't get my black clothing brand off. You know what I mean? So you have all these different things in this melting pot and all these different cultures, right? And ideally in America, you're allowed to do what you want to do. And I think sometimes that, when you pick what it is, whatever lane that you're in, whether you want to say you're black, indigenous, I don't know, Hebrew Israelite, whatever you want to call yourself and label yourself. Some of y'all label yourself LGBTQ, QRS, whatever you want to label yourself, you got to stay in your lane, bro. You can't be doing all of this stuff. It ain't going to work. Because people always want to keep you in a box. You see what I'm saying? They want to keep you in a box. That's the way society works. That's the way everything is built. You have to have some sort of niche. You can't ride both. And one of the things that you can't ride on both ways is the concepts of blackness versus whiteness, and and stuff like that, right? You got to pick a side with that. It ain't, what I'm saying? Or you just got to be one where you just coexist with everybody. And if you coexist with everybody, you can't get offended by people that don't do what it is that you do. Does that make sense? You can't do that. You can't get mad, right? Because you say, you know what, I'm going to pick the green side. And then you mad at everybody that's on the red side. Like, how you look crazy out here. You see what I'm saying? What you got to do is just stay in your lane. And if you know what it is that you want to do, and guess what? You still also, even in that, you have the right to change at any given time. Major key. Any given time. You have the right to change your ideology right now, yesterday, and tomorrow, right? I think that sometimes we take that for granted, that people are people, right? And we all have the right to choose our lanes as to where we want to go. And it's conducive for you to embrace other people's path and what they're doing in their journey, right? Without judgment, because if we turn the camera around, many times the same ones that are being judged are the ones that need to be judged, right? The same ones that are judging are the ones that need to be judged. So as we got to get to a place where collectively, as a people, we understand where we are. Wherever you are, you got to be there. So if you're going to deal with ancient Kemet here in America, you have to deal with it how it is going to affect you today, in today's day and time. Otherwise, it's just useless. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Make it to where ancient Kemet can be in part of your everyday life in 2022 and beyond, right? As you learn the lessons that things that are happening in the past, apply them. See how that correlates to today. You know that this is what the religions are doing. This is where the religions are outdoing ancient Kemites. This is why religion wins, right? The only reason why they win is because they take it and they tailor make it to today. Remember back in the day, right? Let's go like 25 years ago, right? 25 years ago, it was unheard of to hear gospel rap. Unheard of. Unheard of. Rap was devil music. Huh? When I was growing up, rap was devil music, right? And I was one of the ones who orchestrated, like I should say gospel rap, like into my church when I was going to church. We as a young kid, I literally, I was turned away, right? Because I wanted to do rap music, like gospel rap music to the church. I was turned away as a kid. And that was the only music that we was listening to, right? And it discouraged us from rapping. We was young. We was like, I don't know, 12 maybe, 11. Maybe just turned into a teenager at most, right? So long ago. And it affected me, as a youngin', because they wouldn't allow us to do it. And we were trying to express ourselves, right, and our love for Jesus through rap. You see what I'm saying? This is before Kurt Franklin. We was already on it. This is before Stomp and all of that. Back then we were listening to it was a gospel artist named Carmen. It was a white man. His name was Carmen. I believe he passed away. I know he had cancer. He may still be living. I don't want to kill a man, but I believe he may have passed away. But Carmen was the what we would consider the Kurt Franklin of that time. And we were doing music like that. He wasn't rapping, but it was like that Michael Jackson, on that Michael Jackson hook. Was on Black and White. Remember Black and White when Michael Jackson had that little rap part in there, and it was like, oh, this is, what I mean? For us, it was turning up. Right? I'd rather hear the both sides say, oh, she's not about races, just faces, places. Will you blow, right? When they had Heavy D on, it was like that. He would do things like that, but in the gospel music. You know what I'm saying? So it took us somewhere. So, this is when I first started being an artist. Like, I was a gospel rap artist at first, and we started off there. You see what I'm saying? And, things changed. They wouldn't allow us to do it at the church. So we left. We literally left the church. We was teenagers and we left the church to rap. So we started doing our stuff on the side. This is how it happened. You see what I'm saying? This is literally how my musical career had started to birth. It gave birth out of me not being able to express myself the way I wanted to. So I started doing it on my own. I got my own equipment. I started doing it because nobody would help me. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have connections like coming. Like people say, like, how did you go from this to this? I didn't grow up with uncles and aunts and, people that was in the music industry. You see what I'm saying? I was totally isolated from it, totally separated from it. I knew nobody. Right? So for me, it had to come off of my talent, my skill, and just pure determination to get to where I'm at. So I'm proud of where I'm at right now, considering where I started. A lot of these guys, people coming out, they had people that they were attached to, or they knew DJs. They had something that they had in their life where they can attach themselves to the music industry very, very quickly and very, very easily. That wasn't the case for me. I had to develop relationships over time, right? And I had that barrier of religion that I was separating myself from, right? That I was separated from for so long. But what happens is the church began to evolve, right? They started to see the benefits, right, of the evolution, of accepting different cultures and the way they do things. So all of a sudden, you started seeing rap beginning to infiltrate in gospel music. All of a sudden, it became a thing. Now it's a full-blown genre. Before, it was like one-off. You knew all the gospel rappers. Now, you can't count them all. You see what I'm saying? Now it's a full-blown genre, awards, everything. But before that, you weren't allowed to do that. Before, I remember when you could, there was certain, they didn't even want you riffing on songs, right? I remember growing up, if you did too much, they was like, yo, all right. Keep the spirit. Keep the spirit, right? You wasn't going to be the lead vocal singing all them octaves, right? You could sing it the regular way, but you're going to take the extra, and you got the organ, right? There was a time where that wasn't allowed. Too much. You're doing too much. You know what they would say? They would say it sounds secular. That sounds like worldly music. Huh? They would say that sounds like worldly music. Now, you go to the church, bruh, it's better than going to any WBLS R&B concert you can find. All that hooting and hollering. My queen said hooting and hollering. That's exactly what it is. A whole bunch of hooting and hollering. That's what my great-grandmother would say. What you doing all that hooting and hollering for? You see how quickly they were forced to adapt. They were forced to adapt. Why? Because they were going to drown. We put them in a position, we put them in a headlock 4 years ago. Now you see, they were drowning 4 years ago when we was talking about 2020. We put them in the meanest headlock. Now you see all the pastors and the ministers, they popping up with long ass beards now. Stop playing with your boy. Like, we don't see it. Choir robes got African dashiki print on it now. You niggas think we don't see you, don't you?
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
Y'all think we don't see you. We see you. You know, they want to be like us now. You see? Because here in America, you're allowed to do that, so it's going to happen by default. When people see something that's wavy, that's working for the people, they're going to jump on it regardless. We don't even need your help. Major key. They're going to hop on it regardless. By the time we done 10 years from now, 10 years from now, you're going to have Tibet singing bowls in the church, incense burning, and y'all going to be doing meditation when the service is over. Stop playing with your boy. That's what's about to happen. That's what's about to happen. We're going to have y'all meditating in the pulpit. Meditation breaks. It's coming. It's coming. Because folks understand now that the keys to manifestation is going within and not going without. They don't have to come up there and pay you, tithes and offerings to get a blessing. They starting to realize that, this is an inner journey. People starting to realize, oh, you know what? I got to do some shit. I got to do something different. Right? And if they ain't going to do it blatantly in front of your face, they're going to do it as soon as they check out, as soon as church is over, as soon as they doing the benediction. As soon as they doing the benediction, they going home, they're going to sage up. If you're enjoying this right now, I want you to smash that like and heart button right now and subscribe. If you think I'm telling the truth and you see it, smash that like and heart button right now. We got 62 people in the building. I want to see 63 lights and hearts right now. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Y'all know it's the truth. Y'all know it's the truth. I watched them evolve, over these years so crazy. It's like, wow, man. Like, when you're going to keep it a buck and just say, you know what, there's value in this. There's value in this. Instead of trying to make it seem like everybody's devil and demon and not, because they're not doing what you're doing or giving you your tithes and offering, just say, I see the value. I'll be seeing some of these pastors out here and I know they watch my videos. Major key. I know you watch me. I know you watch me. Y'all switching up your sermons now. You can't help it because, it's infectious. This is infectious because the whole planet is shifted. The whole planet is shifted, and they all know what it is that we need to do, right? People are bold now. They're not scared of their consciousness, right? People are walking out with Jesus fake brush shirts on. They can really care less what you're talking about. See what I'm saying? So now, unless you're showing some results, you really going to have to bring God himself, because after COVID, don't nobody want to hear shit from your God. After COVID, if he ain't pull up for that, this is COVID was the closest we got to modern day slavery, as far as level of what everybody knows. If he didn't pull up for slavery and COVID, bro, for real, Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, none of them pulled up for any of that, bro. I know I ain't get the jab. I'm chilling, and I caught COVID, and I beat it without Jehovah. I beat it without Allah. I beat it without all them niggas. We beat it without all of them. You know what I'm saying? What a time to be alive. I watched a lot of people who was believing in that. They in the box now. They in the box. The believers is in the box. That's a fact. They sat around, they prayed, they waited for God to pull up, and he ain't pull up. They in the box. He said it's time to go, I guess. I don't know. I can't call it. And it's not even my responsibility to try to call it. You know what I'm saying? Not laughing at the dead, but that's what happened. They was waiting, and he never pulled up. You see what I'm saying? So if he ain't pull up for that, I'm not finna buy it. You know what I mean? Somebody said, if you had the carbon cold, your ass had COVID. That's a whole fact. Yeah, we watch pastors die, bruh. Right? That ain't supposed to happen. During COVID, all the pastors should have just flew up in the sky and been automatically raptured. It shouldn't have even been a thing. You know what I'm saying? All the pastors should have literally just ascended into heaven. Because, somebody said church is closed. Let me tell you something. That really blew my mind. When I saw churches closing their doors, the last I checked, the church is where you went to go get healing. So during a pandemic, you closed your doors. It wasn't an epidemic. It was a pandemic, and a planned one at that. Churches closing their doors, bruh. The only thing left to ask is anybody that's still going to church is why the hell you still punching in, bruh? Why are you punching in? The church closed their doors when everybody was dying. That should tell you something about the establishment that you're supporting. They could care less about you in death. That is insane. But this is what indoctrination does. This is what indoctrination does. Right? You can't even see it right in front of you. Right? If you didn't see it from all of that, there's no help for that individual. If they didn't catch it then. If they didn't catch it from that, they're done. Some of us caught it well before that when we went up to the church and we saw the handicap spot there with a car parked in it. The same car every week. We figured it out then. This is clearly not the place of healing. Ain't no God in there. That same car there every week. Ain't no God in there. That same car is parked in that handicap spot. Y'all talking about miracles and signs and wonders, bro? Start there. Start with your congregation, right? No church should have a regular handicap spot filled every week. It just does not make sense whatsoever. Until that's fixed, y'all all goofy to me. Goofy. That's goofy. So, this is what we're dealing with. This is the contention. But, I try not to get hung up on that too much anymore because you got to allow people to just, you got to allow them to spiral downward sometimes, right? You got to allow them to just stay in their space, in their element and do what they do because you get too involved in that, man. It's not going to help you either. It's just, you try to coach people or whatever, but trying to impose your views on individuals and things that you feel, that are just stupid. You could be doing that shit all day and nothing could change, right? You could be doing that for the rest of your life and nothing may change. So the best thing to do is let them crash and burn, and find people who are like-minded and tap into them, right? Instead of always trying to come at people that don't believe what it is that you're believing. Find the ones who are like-minded and love on them. You know what I'm saying? You'll get to your destination a lot quicker with people that you don't have to convince what's going on. If they can't figure that out, they shouldn't even be standing next to you. They're not smart enough to stand next to you. Period. They're not smart enough. And that's fine. Right? They may be smarter in other areas. Just this particular area, they are not smart enough to hang out with you. You're trying to ascend, right? And you really actually don't have time to try to break this stuff down and explain it to people who just don't get it. Because some things you just got to be able to see right then and there. And you should be able to know at a certain age. You should know when you're being bamboozled. You know what I'm saying? At a certain age, you should know when something just don't look right. You should have those red flags. Like, you know what? Saying that up. I need more information, please. And that's the thing. Like, that's what it'll make you do. You just want to go and seek more information. When people aren't seeking information, right? They're not hungry for information. That tells you something. That means they're content, right? They're good where they at. So when you bringing them information that is contrary to what they believe in and it's not sticking, they don't want to even deal with it. They don't want to hear it. You need to pick up your scrolls and walk because they're never going to do it. This is not something that they want to do. You're just playing. You're playing yourself. You see what I'm saying? In order for you to do what you need to do, you just need to go pick up your scrolls and walk and go where it's at. Go where the jewels is at. Go where the gems is at. You know what I'm saying? And stick to it. Never mind what everybody else is thinking because they're not on it. But at least find yourself first. Before, the worst is when you have people that criticize and they don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Major key. Find yourself first. You really can't talk about anything going on around you until you realize who you are, because you don't even know where you fit into the puzzle. You could be criticizing something that you're actually a part of, right? It's like a white person criticizing a black person, and then they realize like, oh shoot, I'm mixed, right? It's like I'm mixed, And he's like, damn, I've been conflicted, arguing against my own self. Like this is what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like until you find yourself, it's very, very risky trying to criticize anybody. It's very, very risky trying to criticize anybody because you could be living your life a lie the whole time, not even know it.
Stop the cap.
Mm-hmm. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. You don't want to be that guy, right? You don't want to be that guy living a life a lie. This is why we do the DNA test. This is why we do all this type of stuff. So like, when y'all speaking to Jamaar Milton, y'all speaking to a real Chemite. That's for sure. You're speaking to a real Chemite, like by blood. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to just give y'all spirituality or anything like that. I'm true and living. You see what I'm saying? So we allow all that other stuff to fly, right? If it don't stick, you just gotta let it fly, because when you're authentic in what it is that you do, right? When you're authentic and here's the thing, not even authentic in what you do, but who you are. Major key. Be authentic in who you are. People do a lot of things. We do a lot of things, right? But sometimes we do it with the expectation of how we want to be viewed or whatever else comes from that, right? Be authentic in who you are, most importantly. And then that will ultimately have a trickle-down effect in being authentic in what it is that you do. Major key. For me to do the things that I'm doing now, I had to first be authentic to self, true to self, so that when these different things arrive, I can make the right choices, right? That make sense for who I am. But if I don't know who I am, it's going to be hard to make an authentic choice, right? It's going to be hard to make an authentic choice when you don't know who you are. What makes you authentic? What is your stamp of approval? What is your standard? Right? Once you know who you are, you can stick to that standard. It won't be hard. Right? So, with that being said, family, we have some things for you in, like we always do, the Lighthouse store. If you want to get involved in that and purchase some items from the store, the Lighthouse Power Bracelets, we have the coin purses back in stock, family. Let me show you these things. Hold on. We got a bunch. The Jesus Fake Brush shirt was the #1 selling item in the store, but these are picking up a lot of pace. All of these different coin purses that we have, the Lighthouse coin purses and crystal purses, you can put your crystals in them. You can put your coins in them. When I travel, when I went down to North Carolina, I have my travel crystals in there. Many of you who belong to the shrine, I know you get a collection of relics and crystals. This is perfect for that. You can put them in there, travel with it, do as you wish, or you can use this as a travel bag. A bag is a bag, and you can use it for whatever you want. But the cool thing about it is the different images that are on these coin purses and these crystal purses. Some of them have the metal netter. We have Ma'at. We have all different types of these. Go to the website. I'm going to put the website up here so you can see the different ones that we have that are in stock. But we have a bunch of them, and they go for $20 a piece. Let me put up the site here so y'all can get that. But they're really cool, and people have been ordering them with the bracelets too. It's actually a good holder for your Lighthouse Power Bracelet. If you already have a Lighthouse Power Bracelet, you can put it in here. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have your jewelry box, just to separate it from all the other jewelry and all the things that you got going on. You don't want to have your crystals bouncing around with all the contemporary stuff that you buy, off the strip and stuff like that. Like, you really want to separate anything that you have dealing, with your spiritual walk, right? Anything like as far as that you would have on your altar, like you need to set that aside. Don't keep that around all the other energies. Like, yeah, when this, you know what I mean? You don't want to do that. Shout out Satara. She got her coin purse. Yeah, talk about it. And when you get yours, family, send me the pictures, of your purses and stuff and how you're using them, so I can show the family, because they are moving and people like them. They come straight from Egypt. I bought mines directly while I was at the pyramids. There are people that literally sell these things, and this is how they make their living. This helps support the country. It helps support the natives, right? And they're made by hand, and it's authentic. So if you want to cop it, definitely go to the Lighthouse store. To get yours. This is the link here. And you can get that. We also have the Tibet singing bowls for pre-order. They're being shipped right now. It takes a couple of weeks for them to come in. But those of you who got your pre-orders, the first 9, you're going to get something special because you guys were my first 9. Shout out to you guys. The first 9. I appreciate you guys. That's real support. When you guys hop on it, when I drop something new and you're hot right on it, I appreciate it because it helps us to move forward and get to the next thing. Right. So, once we do that, the store is established. So go ahead in there and do your thing. We got the music in there. We got everything that you need is in there. And we're building on it on a daily basis. And soon, I figure probably by next week, I'll have a subscription for you guys for everybody who wants to get the screenshots of the different flicks and the slicks that I use here on my show. I know they could be helpful when you're trying to explain things to people and break things down to people. It helps when you have a little folder or something in your phone, a package, so that you can properly break down what it is that you're seeing to friends and family. Because I know a lot of you guys are on that mission. So I want to help you guys with that. For those of you who are, turning into scholars, turning into teachers, and, each one teach one at the end of the day is what we say, right? So, as you gain this intel, you want to share it. It's going to help your life. It's going to help your universe, and ultimately also help the brand and what it is that we do. So we appreciate all of you who are on that journey. Those of you who are standing in the gap for friends and family members, and planting seeds, and helping them to segue into consciousness a little bit at a time, right? Within measure. So I love y'all for that. I appreciate y'all, for sharing the word. Like, if you like what you hear, I want you to smash the like and the heart button right now, and subscribe and share to your groups right now. Send to your loved one. So yeah, fam, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. I love y'all. I actually got to go to get another shipment today. Some bracelets for folks who ordered. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to be back on Monday. Yeah, I'm going to be back on Monday. And this is what I want y'all to do. Hold on. This is the homework. For Monday, I want everybody to wear the color of the day, the comedic color of the day for Monday. Okay? This is the homework, right? And I also want y'all to take a picture and send it to me. Find the comedic color of the day for Monday and send it to me. Okay, because I'm going to show y'all some love on Monday. We're about to start orchestrating the colors of the day, okay, on our feeds. That way, anytime you see a Jamaar Milton video, you'll know what day it is. You'll know what day he did that. Okay, that's what we're going to do moving forward as we start to move forward in the culture, right? We're going to get some uniformity here. You know what I'm saying? So on Monday, let's get right and exact. Do the research. I don't know how you got to get the information, but I want you to get the information. I want you to do the research. And on Monday, whoever was right and they send me the pictures, right, I'm going to show y'all some love. I love y'all. May the divine force in me, may the divine force in you, may you manifest every heart's desire for the good of all and to the harm of none. I love you. Peace.
take shots when you not around. For 2 G's, broke niggas and shoot your chopper down. It's a circus, the game got a lot of clowns. They style worthless, man, that is not the sound. These politicians wanna see my casket in the ground. I'm bucket seat, wood grain, loading the Glock with rounds. A man shouldn't have a need for a gun, but them can't pose a threat to me newborn son. Stop me from seeing my daughter's pawn, not the one. Secret society, trying to keep their eye on me. My mind red strip like I hit the lottery. I flip script, I can mix them properly. I've been this slick since a misfit, probably. Fit the description, no matter which prophecy. Problem with me, then you ain't shit.